Good morning mga ka-tribu and welcome to another episode of Daily Tribune Straight Talk, where we discuss the current issues that matter to all Filipinos, to each of us. And once again, I am Komfie Manalo and we are live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube. Our guest for today is La Peñica Corporation's General Manager, Mr. Javier Gamboa. La Peñica is a Filipino and Spanish-owned company with over 30 years of combined experience in food and drug industries. And by the way, Mr. Gamboa has been here for 7 years now, and he's married to a Filipina. And of course, you know, when you're married to a Filipina and you're a foreigner, you always expect to have very lovely kids. So I'm sure Mr. Gamboa and his wife has very lovely kids, and he said that he's enjoying his stay in the Philippines and he loved the country. Of course, there's nothing to hate here. Anyways, and to welcome Mr. Gamboa, welcome to the show and good morning, and thank you very much for granting our invitation to guest here in Straight Talk.
Thanks to you guys. Good morning, and yeah, I'm excited to be here with you.
And good morning to you as well, Mr. Gamboa. So how are you today? So how's your day so far? How are you? How would you describe your stay in the Philippines?
Well, it's actually good. My friends, ever since my first stint here, they say I'm Pusong Pinoy, right? So they like I like everything about the Philippines. Of course, there are things that as in any country, even Spain, where I come from, are challenging. But I think overall, it's a very good place to be.
And of course, the Philippines and Spain has have very so many things in common in terms of culture, food, and even language. We in fact, when I was growing up, we used to have so many Spanish language incorporated in the Filipino language. Like we can count in, of course, in Spanish, like uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, and of course the younger
That's true.
generations now can or don't know much about Spanish. In fact, there are places here in the country where they've incorporated the local dialect with the Spanish language.
Yes, it's very Filipino language has a lot of Spanish words, and that makes it a bit easier for me to understand Tagalog.
The Philippines. So, can you speak Tagalog now?
Konti, konti.
Konti-konti. Like, maiintindihan
Okay.
mo, kaya mo ako maintindihan if, pag nagsalita,
Konti,
pag
konti.
nakipag-usap ako sa ng ganito. Konti lang.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, can you
Yes,
tell us? So,
yes, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, can you tell us more about La Peñica and
Yes.
when was this established and who are the founders of the company?
The La Peñica was founded back in 2015 as we are an importer and distributor of mainly Spanish products and typical products for supermarket. It was founded initially by my wife and I mainly, and we have been working ever since with different brands that we have been consolidating and expanding. We are we started with Ida, with the image of that you see there, the tomato
Mm-hmm.
sauce, and other preserves. And then we continued growing even baby food, spices, coffee, even gummies. We bring gummies from Spain. So the portfolio is growing, and we are also bringing things that we want to make available and affordable to the Filipinos.
And these are all Spanish brands.
Yes, yes, they're all Spanish brands, and they're very located in the Mediterranean area, by the Mediterranean, which is a very good place for production of items that have to do with like agriculture. No, they're very rich, and the manufacturing is a lot of them is done the old-fashioned way. A lot of them are bringing all their tradition of generations into the making of the products, and we love that. You know, the care, the passion that the brands put in making their products.
And how's the market response in the Philippines? Because I'm sure the Spanish brands or the Spanish the Filipino tongue is very familiar with the Spanish taste. So because of course we share
Yes, yes.
hundreds of years
Actually,
of integration in our culture.
Yeah, it's good actually. It's very compatible. Yeah, I mean, of all the countries in Southeast Asia, of course, Philippines is very distinct culturally, but also there was a big influence of because of the Spanish presence here
Mm-hmm.
uh, of into many parts of the culture, but um, food in particular is very the taste buds are like sort of
Yeah.
attuned, no,
Mm-hmm.
to the Spanish taste, and it shows because when we go out and let people try our products, they there's an immediate connection, and then people like them a lot. So we were happy with that. We're just doing that work of making that connection, no, and so people get to know us better.
Yeah, we both share the taste for tomato sauce, like mechado, menudo, and then fritada. So those are Spanish influenced food.
Yes, and it's those items. Of course, there was also a process of including local ingredients, but
Mm-hmm.
the base of many dishes is very much like what happens in Spain. That you put tomato, you put onion, you
Mm-hmm.
have your what we call sofrito, and then a little bit of garlic. So actually, what we're trying to do with our products is to make it easier for Filipinos to enjoy their food, because a lot of them, like for example, in the case of the tomato sauces, what we do is we pre-cook or we cook them, or the in this case the manufacturer either cooks that, makes that advanced work for you, so that the final user can enjoy that convenience, no, and also of course with high quality ingredients. So in that sense, I think it's a good proposition for Filipinos. It can make their lives better.
So, Sir Javier, can you tell us more about the company? What La Peñica? So, and do I pronounce it
Okay.
right, La Peñica?
It's
And
correct. It's correct. La Peñica actually it has different meanings. No, it's one of them is like Peña in Spain. It's a group of supporters. No,
mm-hmm.
it's like for example, you go to a football game and you have supporters for a team. They call it Peñas. A Peñica, therefore, is a small group of people, no, of supporters of an endeavor. But at the same time, it's the nickname of my hometown, Cartagena in Murcia, Spain. So we call it also the ones that are from Cartagena. When we go back home, we say I'm going to La Peñica. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to Little Rock. It's a place that has a lot of mountains around, and it's like a little rock. No, so we even took the emblem of the company, the a little bit from we drew it from the emblem of the city, of Cartagena. That is it's a fortified place. It's like a castle and surrounded by sea. So the inspiration came from that, and then we started going to Spanish producers that had good products that that were meaningful, would be meaningful to Filipinos. That was our first approach. Then over time, we also listened to the needs of Filipino retailers and the needs of our customers, and we started working also in that direction. So we bring products that we think that are good, that can be readily accepted by Filipinos, and at the same time we also hear from what the market is demanding, and then we do our best to make them available here.
So let's delve deeper about La Peñica. So what's the company's mission?
We are focused on our principal mission is to bring imported products at an affordable price. Basically, it's to make those products that Filipinos normally would try to have. And typically in the past, or even up to now, in some cases, it can be a bit challenging because of price. We try to make it as available as possible price wise. So our mission is to make the Filipino consumer happy by having access to affordable imported products from Spain.
Well, during our conversation, you've been mentioning a lot about providing Filipino products that are affordable to the Filipino market. So, can you tell us what are the main products of La Peñica that the Filipinos are very fond of, or your best seller products for the Filipino market?
Well, the main sellers, the best sellers for us, it depends on the category, but the ones that have been doing great lately, of late, is coffee, definitely, and the spices. Those are, in general, very good because the number of references that we bring, the number of products that we bring is quite wide. At the same time, we started with a product that is tomato sauce. You would think that, well, there's everything is said about tomato sauce with the brands that are in the shelves here, but the reality is not. Is that is our product, one of our best sellers in the tomato category or pasta sauces, is the the meat bolognese.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the top seller for us in that category.
Mm-hmm.
Then olive oil is also another
Mm-hmm.
product that we bring. Extra virgin olive oil at a good price. At the same time, we bring in a different format, which is a plastic packaging to make it for that affordability, that we want to achieve. And then, but I would think that those are the main items, no, the coffee, spices, either tomato sauce, and that's why we want to represent or those brands to be the representatives of La Penica in the this coming event.
Mhm. So all this conversation about food and food products and food ingredients is making me hungry, and of course, it's really it shows that the Filipino and Spanish taste buds are attuned to each other, or intertwined, because of the centuries of presence of Spain here, and of course we've acquired the Filipinos have acquired the taste of the Spanish taste, and but of course we have more questions for you, but before that we will take a short break, and Straight Talk will be back.
Welcome ka dito sa SM. Come as you are. Mahilig ka man sa pabago-bago o sa paikot-ikot. Yung nag-a-adulting or parenting. Ikaw na kulot, white-haired, purple-haired, kayong magkaibigan na nagkaibigan. Buong barkada. Yung gusto mo, chill lang. Or gawin yung feel mo lang. We know you're changing. So we're changing with you. Come on in. We're all in. At SM, you're always welcome here.
Every time I'm on the road, I can expect high performance from Phoenix Fuels. Now with Pulse technology, delivers enhanced power and acceleration to make every trip come alive.
And welcome back to Straight Talk. Still with us is La Peñica Corporation's General Manager, Mr. Javier Gamboa. Before we took a break, we were talking about, of course, the various products of La Peñica and how they are trying their best to provide the Filipinos with affordable products so that the Filipinos can enjoy La Peñica's various brands. So, Sir Javier, what products do you consider, of course, we've already discussed this, what is the inspiration behind La Peñica Corporation? And why did you choose to enter the Philippine market?
Actually, it's good. It's a good question. Actually, my background is totally different, no. But my in terms of professional background, I'm a chemist, and I was involved in a different kind of activity. But my wife set up. I mean, my wife's family has experience in the retail sector. They are one of the players in Bohol. They have a sizable retail activity there. And then we got some indications about, well, where niches of opportunity, could be. So, and we thought from the beginning maybe we can make a difference there, no, rather than any other kind of business. Both my wife and I come from professional backgrounds. We also wanted to have a different kind of approach in terms of how we did things as compared to traditional businesses, and to, well, slowly and surely get there, no, increase, make a company that, well, now we're still growing. We have 12 people on board, but we're planning to recruit more. So in terms of our scale and range, we are still on the growth part, but starting with this idea of always, bringing things that the consumers will like. And the seed of that came or had a start and influence from my wife's family, my wife's family.
So there are many food and drug companies in the Philippines, and especially in food, I think that's dominated by the American brands. And in terms of tomato sauces and even olive oils, they were, I think, dominated by the Italian brands or European brands. So what makes La Peñica stand out? La Peñica stand out
Well,
from these other products?
For the two categories you mentioned, for example, for tomato sauce, it's true that Italian brands are dominant because traditionally that's where Italy was the number one producer of tomato worldwide. So it was a powerhouse of tomato derivatives. But the taste of tomato sauces coming from Italy traditionally, it's a bit too acidic, and
Yeah, I can agree with
you
that.
still need to cook it. Whereas in Spain, the category of tomato is like more on the sweet side, which is Filipinos would like it, meaning it's not overly sweet, but it has a little bit of sugar to kill that acidity in the cooking process. So in that sense, it's more palatable if you're comparing sauces from different countries. The advantage is that it's ready to eat. You don't need to cook it anymore. I mean, you can season it as you may like it, but in general, you may use it directly. For the olive oil, of course, Spain is still the number one country in production of olive oil worldwide, and we think it's. I mean, there's so many variants, so many producers, but we still want to bring olive oil and at an affordable price. That's always the goal. So typically here, the olive oil was sold always in glass bottles. And if you go to Spanish supermarkets, actually it's not the case. Typically they sell in plastic. So we wanted to pass that convenience also to the consumer, and also transfer the reduction in price, definitely. So those were the elements in our approach, to bring in these products.
Yeah, I
Then,
agree
of
with.
course, other came, like, for example, bringing the spices, came from the interest of a supermarket that unfortunately didn't get served the spices that they traditionally were buying. So it was like a homework for us to find a spice producer, and so I mean we did that. We are like also like an importing partner for people that cannot do that by themselves.
Yeah, I agree with you regarding your observation regarding the tomato sauces, because if you buy Italian brand tomato sauces, they're basically more acidic, and the Filipino, unfortunately for Filipinos, we are sweet tooth nation, so we like our tomato sauces sweet. That's why when there's a fast food brand here, a fast food store which sells spaghetti, is more popular than the other brand because their tomato sauce is sweeter than the other brand. And for the Filipinos, we love when we prefer buying Filipino source or Filipino brand tomato sauces for our pasta, because Filipino brands are a little sweeter than the Italian brands. But of course, there are a market group in the Philippines which prefers acidic type. So yeah, I agree with you there that you the Spanish brands of tomato sauces, that are or more sweeter or a little sweeter than the other brand could have
Just
a distinct advantage
Yeah,
over
just
these
an
other brands.
anecdote.
Yes.
The one of the, I mean, sometimes things happen in a way that is a bit, it's you would think that there's a lot of conscious thought, that deep thought about these kind of things, and there is some in some cases, but with the tomato sauce, it happened that I mean, I grew up with that kind of ingredient or that kind of product in Spain. It's a whole category in itself, the fried tomato or sauteed tomato sauce. And when my staying at home, my mom was preparing dinner for our kids, and then she would pour tomato directly from the packaging. My wife would look at her like hesitant. "Oh, is that okay? That it's not cooked, it's not sauteed." And then she tried, and then it was like an eureka moment or something for her. It's like an epiphany of sorts, that she saw the convenience, and and that's what one of the factors, no, that
Hmm.
that made us also push for this brand.
So it's convenient and more affordable. So that's the two distinct advantages of the La Peñicas brand
Yes,
over the
and actually,
competitors.
even restaurants see that. We serve in big format also to some restaurants, and then
Hmm.
they're using it because it saves the trouble to, to always go to the market, buy the tomato, clean, cook, and it takes a while. And so all that work is contained in the product. So it saves you time, definitely.
Yeah, and of course, time is very precious. So with that, on that note, we will take a quick break, and Straight Talk will be right back.
Iba ng panahon, ang dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ang magbayad, bigger, better na. You can buy it sa centers, pati sa mga partners, may online pa at app. You can buy it with your fingers, still don't remittance and more. Online shopping, you can buy it all. Di magpadala, you can buy it all. Anong pera transaction, you can buy it all. Sabayan ang pagbabago ng mundo for all your pera transactions, all new Bayad.
And welcome back to Straight Talk. And of course, we are still talking with Le Peñica Corporation's General Manager, Mr. Javier Gamboa. So before we took a break, and we were discussing about the advantages offered by Le Peñica. One is, of course, the affordability and the convenience of buying their brands that saves you time to prepare food, not only for your family, but of course, if you have a restaurant or you will serve a large group of people, then it will definitely save you time if you will buy their products and buy their ready to eat, ready to serve tomato sauces when you're serving pasta. So sir, do you have you mentioned that you plan on expanding this year? So what's your expansion plan, and do you have any branches?
We will start very soon, within the next few days, probably an outpost in Bohol. Actually, that's a natural place for us, and from there we plan to also be able to serve new accounts that have been demanding new items and new products. So that's our most immediate. It's going to happen within this year. And then we continue opening new accounts, new retailers, new even we're talking to Petromarts that, for some of our product, like for example, gummies, those are typical items for this kind of channels. And yeah, we continue expanding also in the Horeca channel, going to more hotels and restaurants, and that is an ongoing work. And also expanding the number of brands that we are working now to bring chips, to bring jams, honey, a bunch of products that, while there are already presence in the market of some of those, but not all the flavors, not all the brands that we are bringing, or the products that we're bringing have representation here. So that's a good incentive for us to bring more items.
So what more can we expect from La Peñica, since the Tindahan ni Tarsi Bazaar is happening on Friday to Sunday, this November 25 to 27?
So definitely people will be able to test, to try our products there. We will be offering, as I said, on these brands, Komfie and Ida and La Barraca. We will be offering some sampling. That is the best way people can get to know us, that they try and they see the goodness of the products. I must say that all of the manufacturers, as I mentioned at the beginning, they are really careful about the source of the ingredients and the quality that has to go with their name. So in that sense, we are absolutely confident that people that appreciate good quality will like the products when they taste them.
So what is your message to the Filipino Spanish community in the Philippines?
Well, they come see us, try the products, and you will see that there's a different. There's also generally a health benefit associated with that, with not using certain shortcuts or certain certain kind of ingredients. These ones are all very natural, and they can really make a difference. When we have people that try our products, they switch immediately, and they are happy to do so.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Javier. Thank you very much for the time that you spent with us, and thank you very much for accepting our invitation. And see you on Friday for the Tindahan ni
Yeah.
Tarsi. And much that we'd like to know more about you. And but we, of course, we are running out of time. And thank you so much, Le Peñica Corporation General Manager, Mr. Gamboa, for gracing us today.
Thank you very much to you, and see you on Friday then.
Yeah, see you on Friday and Saturday for the Tindahan ni Tarsi Bazaar it's happening at the Ayala Malls, Manila Bay. And thank you again, mga katribu, for tuning in. Watch Straight Talk live every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube. Once again, I am Komfie Manalo, and this has been Straight Talk.